What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Keepin Score podcast, man. And I'm excited this week, bro. We got some good stuff for y'all. Really a packed show, so I'm excited. Got to talk. We didn't talk NBA, but we're definitely gonna talk about quite a bit of NBA today. So starting off, just with my boy Jack. Jack, how you living? How's you been? Been alright?
All right, man. Good, good ball. Still a good ball being played right now. I'm not gonna lie.
No, facts,
Good time
facts,
of year.
facts.
One of the best times of the year. We got Christmas basketball about to come up. The vibes are high. The vibes are
Vibes are definitely high. So today, man, we'll get into see if y'all will run out with the show. We got Giannis trade destinations. We're excited to talk about that. Where do y'all think he's gonna go? We got a few ideas we're gonna share with y'all. Then we're gonna talk about the NBA Cup, the semi games. We talked about the final game they played last night. That was a really good game, so I can't wait to talk about that. Then we're gonna talk something a little different, man. Change it up with some Euro versus American basketball product. I think Jackson, one I know is my big Euro brothers, loves the Euro. He puts me on a lot with the Euro, so I'm excited to get his take on that. Let's to him talk about that a little bit. Then we're going to jump to the NFL. You know, we had to get the NFL in there with our personal teams and how the Pats looked this past weekend with a tough loss to the Bills. We got a gutsy win versus the Chiefs. We needed that. And speaking
cold
of the
out.
Chiefs, we got rid of the Chiefs. They will not be in the playoffs this year, which is crazy NFL news. Then
We
we talk
said that
about
last podcast toward the end. Y'all remember? Except
it
for the
did.
Chargers. I went out.
Had to get them up out of there, man. All the NFL teams, they owe us a thank you, and we'll take that however y'all want to give it. Michael Parsons tore his ACL, so he's out for the year. I think it's a big loss for the Packers, so we'll talk about that. Big loss for them. Then we'll talk about two of the most exciting divisions, I think, in the NFL right now, which is the AFC North and NFC South. I think it's pretty close right now. I don't know who's going to win that one. Colts are on like an epic collapse right now, which is crazy. But yeah, man. So with that being said, Giannis in the trade destinations, bro. So I know the first team that we had was Miami. And what do you think that looks like for Miami? What do you think a trade package would take for them to?
Miami is young still. They got like they have a good frame. I was just, I, that was the first round, I believe. That was the first round of the cup that I last saw play against the Magic. They played the Magic in the first round. I want to say they played the Magic in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way they play. They play fast. I bring this being said because Giannis takes up a lot of space. He's gonna command a lot of offense. So what that looks like, like what do they gotta give? What's gotta give to that? They gotta come up off it's gonna be hard to come off with Tyler Hero or Bam. I see Tyler Hero joking about he was sitting on one of the trainer's carts going through the facility, like, and they was like he never seen the away side, and he was like, he like I might be coming through here one day, and the trainer was like, man, you ain't going nowhere. I'm like, Giannis calls, Giannis calls.
Yeah, Giannis is a
They have
that's not a cheap little. You feel me? That's not
they
a
have
cheap one.
Keepers. I just don't know if it's value enough because they just got Norman Powell. You going to dish him back out?
Yeah, I think right now you keep Bam. He's a perennial All Star for sure. I mean, Tyler is also a perennial All Star. He made it last year, so I mean,
Yeah.
you keep Bam. I think Tyler Hero's gone. I think Jaime Jaquez will be gone, and I'll probably see Nikola Jovic will be gone, another young piece. And
Yeah, I was
then,
going to call it Novich.
and then you're gonna have to give us some draft picks. I mean, there's a lot of draft capital for Giannis. I mean, they're not gonna take again. Like I think I told Jack the other day, Milwaukee came out yesterday and said they're not even opening trade talks for Giannis. They're not taking no calls, none of that. So I think for them to even remotely have a remote conversation with you, you got to come correct. And I think that's
Yeah,
three young
that's all.
stars and a lot of I see at least three first rounders. So if you can't give that, then I feel like they're not even having the conversation. So because I think again, one thing I thought about right, bro, yesterday was like, you look at how that trade went with Luca, and how it was just such a bad trade, right? So nobody wants to be the other team that does that again and doesn't get their max worth for their superstars. So like for me, nobody is trading a Giannis or a SGA without at least three young stars and 3 to 4 first rounders. Like that's just I feel like is the max for a superstar of that caliber. So, or the minimum, I should say. So, I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to give. Obviously, Tyler Hero's gone, Jokic Jovic, Jaime Jaquez, and 3 to 4 first rounders. It might even be Davian Mitchell. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yo, key.
I was thinking about him, but I know that they got it.
They got to keep some talent.
On the on the return and what else comes from Milwaukee? Because in all honesty, there isn't much to come from over there. Honestly, they're all those guys outside of Giannis and Bobby Portis, who's probably going to be on the move too. Bobby Portis could end up coming with him because they've been saying that everybody there's a little noise around him moving, but the rest of that team very young, very raw. The team could easily fall into Ryan Rollins' hands, and now they're following his lead. So
I was
there might
thinking
not be
that.
game return.
Do you want? I think Miami wants Ryan Hollins.
Ryan Rollins.
I think they want Ryan Rollins to Hollins. Ryan Rollins. Like I think they want him. So like, because to me it's like they need a guard. Like if they give it to Tyler Hero, they need somebody that can control the guard like spot right now as soon as they come in. So like Ryan Rollins would be perfect for that. I think over there in Miami with Bam and whatever.
Tempo too.
Yeah, he's tough. He knows how to finish. He can facilitate. Like he'd be tough. I think you got to go get Kyle Kuzma. I think you got to get Kyle Kuzma back. But I don't know. I think Milwaukee is. I think from my standpoint, I think you play selfish with this. Like, oh, I don't know what I'm giving you. What are you giving me though? We could talk about that first, and then like we could talk about what you want and what I might maybe willing to give you. Because I'm giving you Giannis Antetokounmpo. What more do you need? You could be able to build around that. Honestly,
that's why I feel like they hung up the phone because you're giving up. There's no question that Giannis is a generational talent. So we've never seen, we probably will never see again. You can't just hand that out for a slice of pizza.
You feel me? Like it doesn't say like Tyler Hero low key not cutting it. If I'm honest, but you feel me?
I love Tyler Hero, but it's not the whole pie. It's not the.
Bam honestly might be on the table. Might be.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I might not even want Tyler here. I might want Bam. I might want both of them.
I might want both.
You feel me? Like
that's bold.
Because again, like we talked about it yesterday. Like Milwaukee is not gonna just get somebody to come in for agency. That's not gonna happen. They're gonna have to it's gonna have to be via trade or via draft. So with that being said, they gotta trade for players that can at least keep them competitive, at least keep people in the seats, at least keep it fun to watch. So it's like you getting rid of Giannis. Now I'm getting back a lottery team. And nobody comes to the Bucks and they suck. You feel me? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
we're not starting over. We just want maybe.
Yeah, like we 3 years removed from a championship, 4 years. Like that's not gonna happen. So like you gotta be considerate of like, where the Bucks are, where they thought they would be this year, and where they're trying to go in the future. And I'm sure they're not trying to be bad next year. So,
and I feel like, and again, we have said we received news that they're shutting off the phone.
Yeah, so they're not even taking nothing. If it's not something that's going to pique my interest, I'm good off of it.
If they were to, you do gotta bring something that's gonna keep us in playoff contention.
I'd almost say whoever if he does get traded this year or in the offseason or whatever, it's going to be a star. It's going to be somebody we did like a bigger name, not a perennial superstar, but they're going to be a couple stars. Like somebody that like just trying to start over and they need a big piece to start the rebuild the right way or start a refresh. It will be something like that.
While you're saying this, in my head, I'm thinking Anthony Edwards. That's just the first thing that's come to my mind.
Like the Wolves get rid of Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
So what you do, Giannis and Gobert?
Yeah, something like that. See where Julius Randle fits in. I know it doesn't sound right, but when you say like independent player thinking like I need a fresh start, that could look good for it. A fresh start, that could look really good. It look good. I'm not gonna lie.
And if I'm in where I'm talking to them GMs and I'm like, bro, who we giving up for Giannis?
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. Rudy can go, Julius can go.
Oh boy,
the tall cat, the young cat we both like on the wing, he can go. I'm not gonna lie, I'll get rid of all three of them. We could start the whole first five over. The way I see it.
Aiden?
Yeah, he can go too. Like I'm cool with that. I know you're like, hold on, he kind of young and he's like very, he's a two-way player. I get
I
that.
feel like he's a piece that keeps you contending. You need him.
That's a good point. He does keep you contending. He's like 6'9", can guard all
Cause he
positions.
goes up,
Yeah.
he goes up, bro. When they play the Knicks, they put him on Jalen Brunson. They play the Thunder, they put him on Shea. That's what you do with.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, like, it's Giannis. Like, Giannis, I told you, he's a planet killer. He goes there and you're a perennial NBA Finals contender overnight. Like, that's what you're getting. So it's like, for me, Ant and him on the same team, I'm gonna be real. That's a finals team. I don't even know who else is on the team. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out when we get there. But trust me, them two right there, you let me know who you want. We can go get whoever.
The rest of y'all made it here. You're gonna play some basketball.
You feel me? That's all you need to know. You're here on the Timberwolves now. There's a basketball. You put it in the hoop, and we'll figure out the rest. Because after that, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So, another team that doesn't really need Giannis, but a team that we've also talked about, y'all, was the Detroit Pistons. So what you think about that, Jack? Let me know something.
Which that's one that for us we've been thinking they're one of those teams like they just need one person to help take the pressure off of Cade just a little bit.
Facts.
Like
Yeah.
just one person. If Giannis would, like you say, planet killer, I'm giving up. I'm giving up whatever it takes for Giannis. Honestly, especially a team like that, I know they are core. And every time we talk about the situational thing with Detroit, we mention that Cade's got to stay, and not Durant. Asora's got to stay.
Yeah. I think I would agree. I think Cade and Sir like pretty much my non-negotiables.
I'd be in Durant. No,
I think Durant can go. Duncan Robinson can go. And don't get me wrong, when I say they can go, y'all, I'm not saying they're not good or they're not good young players. Or I just think like we're talking about Giannis. Like you're not just giving up. Yeah, Duncan Robinson gone. Tobias Harris gone.
Like if he's like the last piece that they're asking for, I honestly don't care who that last piece is.
Yeah, I mean, again, outside of Cade and Sir, just because Sir is a keeper, because I think he's a young piece that is going to develop into a perennial all defense player, and I think you need that as far as like just a championship run. You need somebody that can guard the best player every matchup, and he's that guy.
I'll just guard them, give them their worst night.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Ron Holland for me, I think is a non-negotiable. Like I'm not putting him in there. That's not gonna happen.
Another young.
Because the thing with the Detroit, what makes them interesting to me, Jack, right, is like they don't need nothing.
No,
We're good low key. So what low key is like you won't.
They can compete now.
Giannis don't want to be there. You want to trade him because obviously you're kind of trying to move on from this and kind of continue on with your franchise. You want to chip. You might be ready to move on from that all that rah noise with that whole trade situation, right? We can help you with that. We're also in the same division. So let's play cordial here. You feel me? You're gonna see us 4 times a year. So we can help you out. But some guys we're not talking about. We don't really need it. We keep beating y'all anyway. We'll beat y'all regardless whether you got Giannis or not. So they got the power play with this. You know what I'm saying? So I think we'll offer you Tobias. I'll give you Tobias Harris. I'll give you Jalen Duran. I even look out for you. I'll give you Jalen Duran.
Yeah.
And then I'll slide you Jaden Ivey. But I'm only gonna give you 1 first round. I'm gonna be honest. I just gave you Jalen Duran. He's a young all-star. I just gave you one. So
he's an all-star.
I gave you Tobias Harris, who's a guy that can fit into your rotation, that can still give you 18 and 6 a night.
Are on their squad. He could have just started on there.
And Jaden Ivey, if he gets a fresh start over there, with you know what I'm saying, y'all keep him healthy. I gave you a potential young star. So I mean, really, I'm not really asking for nothing else from you, but we don't need nothing else from you, to be honest. So I'm helping you out, but letting you have your little somewhat core you got over there, and we'll just take you'll stay honest.
You know, if it would be nice, it would be a decent exchange though. It would. The boy AJ Green over there.
Another shooter.
We could take that. Because if we're gonna have Duncan Robinson, if we're not, you might, you know what I'm saying. If you want Duncan Robinson, you got to. I
No,
just feel like
facts, facts,
I
facts,
feel like I
facts.
feel like we need that shooting space. That we're in that shooting league. That marksman, you need that marksman on the team. Those are two high percentage 3-point shooters. What are they shooting? Well, what are they shooting this year? Duncan, they're shooting over 40%. Easily shooting over 40.
Let
AJ
me see.
Green's missed games this year too.
Let me see.
Duncan
Let me
Robinson,
see. Let me see.
flat,
Duncan Robinson.
shooting 40 flat. AJ Green,
Yeah, he's shooting. Yeah, 40
40.
flat. Yeah.
AJ Green shooting 48.5 from three on what's his attempts? He's shooting at least 5, 6 attempts a game. Shit, shooting 7 attempts a game.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you
I want that.
you
I want
gotta. Yeah. If we give you Duncan, I'm gonna need AJ Green back. You feel me? 1 for 1. Oh my gosh.
yeah. I feel like that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because we also want a draft pick, and AJ Green's not too far removed from the draft.
No, true, 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 true. I mean, again, you gotta. It's. I think the Detroit's an interesting location because they would probably have the most leverage,
Yeah.
especially I would say on the East teams. So again, they have a leverage because they're better than you. So at that point, we don't need anything from you other than what we want from you, which is Giannis, which
They
is
can help.
like if
They can help them the Bucks figure out a direction because right now they don't have.
yeah, that's
They
what I'm
don't
saying.
have.
It could really be a real lucrative trade for both teams if the conversations go well and we talk about what you guys need versus what we're not trying to give up type conversation. So with that being said, a team that I think would be doesn't really have a lot to give, but I think it would be a location that Giannis would be really lucrative in as far as market, conference, and player. And I think player wise, he would be his Golden State Warriors, Curry, Jimmy Butler. But Jack,
Let me
talk to me, Jack, about what do the pieces look like in that trade? Because I'll be honest, they don't have a lot. So
give me give me me might have to be pieces
okay,
because they're not moving Draymond.
why?
But
Why are we not moving
what?
Draymond? Why are we not moving Draymond? Is that one of those like he'll just always be a Golden State Warrior type of deal, type of energy? What would he say? What he told Paul Pierce? You're not Kobe. You feel me? Like you're not. Come on.
Farewell tour.
At this point, you're in the way. I'm gonna be honest. Well, Green and Jack always talk about people got to move around. Well, you might got to move to a different team because what could happen is we could trade you to Milwaukee. They do a buyout. You feel me? And you just sign with us for a min. Could do that, right? It's not very conventional, but it's possible. I'm just saying, like, we need Giannis, bro. And like, if it's between Giannis or Draymond Green, you're telling me Steve Kerr would not trade Draymond Green right now?
You're gonna have to have extra security when they play.
It's not personal. It's just business.
Draymond gonna take mercy.
You feel me? Like, Curry's averaging 29 at 40, at 37, 38 years old. You're wasting that, bro. Y'all are wasting that.
I love Draymond too. He's a very like he plays with his heart, So anytime they see each other, he's gonna want to play with a little something. He's a competitor on him, but like you were saying, it's Giannis. Like
Bro,
you gotta move. You have to move around.
it's Giannis, bro. Again, it's not personal. It was never because we didn't help us win 4 championships or anything like that. It's simply just because at the end of the day, bro, like
Quick notes, or quick question. You said with since we're on this topic, gotta trade him because we're trying to win.
mm-hmm.
You said you felt nobody, which I agree. I don't feel like anybody won the Dallas or the LA trade. Personally, I feel like Luka is the better player. If you want to, but immediate, obviously the Lakers are in a better position. But like you were saying before, AD was not playing bad. He was playing really good.
Mm.
Do you feel like that, like, like kind of what they were thinking they could get done, and how you started off in the beginning, nobody could end up winning this trade. You feel like the Mavericks felt like they were getting a planet killer in AD and giving up Luca.
No, I don't
Like
think. I don't think. I know for a fact that the Lakers probably thought they were getting a planet killer. The
was
Lakers
that
knew they
just
were
like
getting a planet killer.
that's what I was gonna say on the contrast. Do you think that the Lakers received that on the
Yeah,
other end?
I think the Lakers got a planet killer. I don't. Nico cannot look at me in my face and tell me that he thought AD was a planet killer. There's no way he thought that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just bonehead grade of the century. That's the case. We'll just move fast, right?
Yeah, like I think that in this situation for the Warriors, like they don't have a lot already, and at this point, from all the inclination, Curry still wants to compete, and
Yeah.
he made that clear the last couple of years. Like, man, y'all are on the brink to having to trade Curry. And I know Curry has said he wants to be a Warrior till he retires, and I'm sure he 100% means that. But at some point, when I'm 37 years old and I got 2 years left, probably a good basketball, a high level basketball, like I got to get somebody around me that can win. Jimmy Butler was a nice sentiment. It was nice, and it made sense in a lot of ways, playing with. But Jimmy Butler is not Giannis
That's not.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, that's not gonna get us over the hump.
Curry's
Especially,
averaging 29 right now. You go get Giannis right now. That's 28 and 29 points per game. That's already 60 points given to the other team for your score. You add 2 or 3 more young players to this squad.
that's what I was about to say. They kind of lack depth. I know the Warriors kind of use their bench a lot, but their bench productivity is. They could have more experience depth there, or even if they're not higher potential. Because I'm personally, we've said this over. I think that we could get more from Pods, or it's just not the offensive system designed for him. But he could be taking better shots than he does. I feel like he's forced to take a lot of threes. He's played first system. He's definitely a better off the dribble, pass, rebound kind of player. Like he plays the middle areas. So that Pods would be a piece that the Warriors don't want to get rid of him.
No, and I
But
still don't know why. But
I don't know why either.
I'm looking at Pods and I'm sitting here thinking like
And Post,
Post.
I think that Post is very expendable.
I think Post would be good on a lot of other teams in the NBA.
I think it would be good on a lot of other teams. Absolutely. That it's just an offense that their offense is very like specific. They're one of the not last teams, but they're one of the teams that play with the same way that they have always been playing. Like the Spurs, even the Spurs still have their whole fundamental game that we grew up watching, but it's a lot faster than it was. It's a little bit different. There is a little bit more attention on the individual scorers. It's not just anybody can go. The Nuggets kind of play with that old school Spurs, but it's a lot. Again, the game is just faster.
Modernized.
So.
It's a little modernized. It's fun. Side note, because we're talking about the Warriors. Did you see the email that the owner was sent the fan that emailed him?
No.
So I guess it was. I don't know. I said it was a fan, but I don't really know who that person was. But they emailed the owner
Of the Warriors?
Jacob some. I can't think of his name. Jacob something. But the fan had emailed him and said, "Yo, like, what's going on? Like, Curry got to score 50 every night to win. Like, who's gonna like Jimmy Butler? Like, he's playing like a post player when he should be whatever." And the owner was like, "Look, we're all just as frustrated as you, but we're not gonna blame any one person for this. Like, we're just." Yeah, he said, we're all just frustrated. And then Kerr came out and we talked about the email being leaked. And he said, I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's the truth. We all frustrated. We all thought we'd be better. And I think, when we're talking about the Warriors, right? And I know we're talking about the trade with Giannis, but I looked at this guy on the team right now, Moses Moody. He's one of the last guys I felt like was on that core championship team when they beat Boston. Was that 2021, 2022, 23,
20,
whatever, right? Last couple few years. And
20 yeah, the
he
22,
just
20.
he just never took that step. And I think they've held on to guys, but I thought really they should have kind of blown it up for like a year. I think we talked about it last year, and I was like, I think they might have to take a down year. Take a down year where Curry doesn't play a lot. Curry might, he's putting up 40 or 50, but they're not going to go to the playoffs. Accept it early, and just prepare for a good draft and a good free agency. And I don't think they've been able to really want to do that, in my opinion.
I don't either, because whenever I talk about the Warriors, I talk about Kuminga. That is the case that really, really frustrates me.
Yeah,
Knowing, knowing Hoopers, that's not someone that you just give DNPs and let him get off rhythm. There's not someone that's someone you keep in rhythm, you keep on the court. I don't know what's going on there, but if we're gonna just waste young guys that are, in all honesty, I would keep it real. He's much better than the rest of their rotation. I'm not even gonna say a percentage. He he's he's probably their second best player on the team. He could give Jimmy. He can give in terms of productivity. What I'm gonna get from everybody, I'm taking Steph in order, and then I'm gonna go Kuminga because Jimmy's on a bit of a productivity climb. Everyone likes to pull this playoff Jimmy card. Well, you got to get to the playoff,
bro.
you gotta start there.
You feel
We're not,
me? I'm tired of hearing that
we're
shit.
talking about play-ins. We're like, this is a team that play-ins, a team that, come on, man. Like, let's move on. Let's get Kuminga somewhere else. Let's bring Giannis in, send Kuminga out somewhere where he can go play and make this happen.
Yeah, bro.
I feel like Curry and Giannis would be a good high-low combination.
No, facts. Facts. So then you wrap it up with uh a team that I thought would probably be the best situation for Giannis as far as just like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. More of just market doing things outside of basketball, like kind of just building his brand because he's been in my Milwaukee for a while, which would be the New York Knicks. That's kind of who I was. It's the mecca of basketball, you know what I'm saying? And I know Jack could talk about it a lot more because he's from that side. So, what would that look like with Giannis being in New York and like what?
I'm not gonna lie, Giannis would love New York. Like he would just love. He's a, and I know a lot of guys like we've seen guys like walking around the city and like players are saying like you've heard Melo talk about it. He said that's because Melo's a real hooper too. We gotta see what his guys' hearts are for the game. Not everybody can appreciate when you're walking out in the city. You're trying to get some food and they're barking. Oh, what's up with that 1 for 10 last night? Yo, you gotta make. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants to hear that. You're going to hear that in the city. You're going to hear that. Everybody's watching play.
Yeah.
But if they're doing it with Julius Randle, they're doing it with Carmelo Anthony. They're gonna be on Giannis, and I feel like not that I feel like I know, but Giannis again, we're gonna say a generational player. That would be he would be a god in New York. I'm not gonna lie. They would worship Giannis in New York. They would be very happy to have him. Everybody would be very welcome to have Giannis. They would treat him with very open arms. So.
Okay, so we like you. You like Giannis in New York. You think that fits well with just from the aesthetic standpoint to just the basketball culture it has. But
Yeah.
it's a business. So I'm gonna need some pieces. Who we giving up? Because if I'm the Bucks, right? I'm gonna tell you right now. I want OG Anunoby. Let's start with that. I want OG.
Yeah.
I
You want McCall.
I want Macau.
You want McCall.
And I'm probably gonna want Miles McBride. So,
But you know that you want Cat. You know that they want Cat. You know that Cat is in that conversation.
see, I don't know if I'm New York, I don't know if I'm feeling that. I don't know. I like Cat. I like Cat's home right now. Cat's
It's one of
good. Cat's good.
type.
So, why can't we give you OG and Macau, and you're good with that? Or we give you Miles McBride. Hell, I even give you Josh Hart. But I'm not. I'm not in the business of giving you a cat. That's not gonna happen. That's not. Yeah. Because think about it. I'm really helping you. I'm giving you two elite wings. Two, 3 elite 3 ND wings. Probably, to be honest, you say I'm wrong. Probably the top 5 threes right now. They have 2 top 5 threes in their team, damn near. Top 5 3 wings. Sorry, I gotta put a classification on that. Yeah, that wing. I know there's a lot of better threes, but 3 they don't get better than them two.
Yeah, that's the standard. That's the standard
Yeah.
of what you mean.
So I mean, I'm giving you 2 of those. You talk about not really starting over. You got OG and Mikel at your 3 and 2. All you really looking for is a big man in your point. And
What the other Bryson look like?
nah. Because again, we're better than you. You're 12th in the league, right? You're 12th in the East. We're top 2. We don't need you. I'm helping you out. I'm giving you 2 elite 3 wings. So all I want is Giannis to return. I don't even want none of your picks.
You don't even want them for real.
I even give you a first round pick. We ain't gonna need it. We gonna be in the East Finals. So it's not gonna matter to me who you draft. It's gonna be like a top 30 pick. Top 28, 27. You know what I'm saying? You get somebody in the G League for that, a little developmental guy at that range. But like, I mean, yeah, like so I even give you Mitchell Robinson if you let me keep if you let me keep OG.
I'm thinking that you're taking it up. Probably.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? But I think that to me is the asking price for the Knicks. I think OG and Mikal Bridges will probably be gone in that trade.
Honest is gonna cost your core guys. It's gonna
But
cost you.
with
Sure.
I think with the Knicks and everything they got going on, it's like to me that's what makes them a favorite for me in the coming out of the East to get to the finals. They were close last year. A tough series with the Pacers, so they're so close. So for me, it's like if I'm the Knicks, does Giannis come here and get me over the hump?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does he beat the Pacers? Because don't forget, he be struggling with them Pacers. You know what I'm saying? And I know the Pacers are down this year. They're gonna be up next year, guaranteed that.
Well, I feel like they
So
be going punch for punch. Him and the Pacers.
see,
So
but
maybe
if I give Giannis, if I don't want punches, I want you to knock them out in the first round. I want a 4-0 sweep, and we worry about the next guy.
I feel like bringing them in that would be the army that they need to get to complete the East. It would just be. I feel like they beat Detroit too. They run through Detroit personally.
Mm.
I,
Yeah, yeah.
it's because of it's a full squad. It's a full team. The Cade is not doing it by himself. I love Cade, but that's a lot. That's
So
a
you
lot.
so you would have Jalen, Josh. Yeah, the only thing with that is it puts them at a hole and a lot of. So they we're not mentioning what the Bucks are really giving. We're going to talk about what other teams are giving. I imagine the Bucks are going to have to give up some pieces, maybe Kyle Kuzma or somebody like that. I don't think Mike Brown would ever want Kyle Kuzma on his roster. So he don't want that. He does not. He does not want Kyle Kuzma. He does not play defense. And Mike Brown, I don't know if y'all seeing him, bro. Mike Brown be cursing people out, bro. So if you see that lazy D, he's not going for that. But somebody like I guess Torian Prince.
Yeah.
Torian Prince plays defense. He's solid wing.
There's not much to come from.
Not wing because they're gonna need wings. They need wings back, and
They have Gary Harris and Cole Anthony, but
they're small though. They're both of them small. They don't really need that. They need
They don't-
wing play. They're gonna need wings off it. Losing two of the best wings in the league.
Kuzma and there's really only Kuzma, Bobby P. They just grabbed Miles
So
Turner.
Bobby P would definitely come from that. Yeah.
They're
Bobby
not
P.
they're not sending Miles Turner out.
No, but they just got him. It'd have to be probably be Kuzma and Bobby P, to be honest, just to give some
Wow.
wing depth back to him. It's
What?
got to be some guys that can fit in to play defense because that's what Mike Brown's built on. It's just consistent defense, consistent effort. Like, and speaking of that, you know what I'm saying? With that trade, so we'll see how that plays out, man. And New York had a heck of an effort last night in the NBA Cup.
I was a. I had Spurs money line. I played it live.
Yeah, I remember. It's funny, y'all. I kind of sold Jack last night because he asked me to if I swore up and down the Spurs are gonna win, bro.
I only asked you because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I was not the Spurs.
I honestly thought the Spurs were gonna win it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I just thought they were probably a better team from what I've been seeing the last couple of Spurs games that I've seen. I was like, okay,
But the
they're
last
moving the
three,
rock. They're playing defense. Castle's been on a heater, like just over all around. Like, so I mean, but again, we were just talking about the Knicks. Mike Brown, it looks like a Mike Brown team. It looks like a team that plays hard. They don't get too down. They don't get too low or too high. They play the right way. I mean, you had Ivan. We were joking last night. Jalen Brunson had his moment where he couldn't get the ball up court, and he subbed in Kolek. And
yeah,
I was like, yo, Jazz, he subbing Kolek to play point? And lo and behold, Kolek started bringing the ball up, and I'm like, oh, so that's a Mike Brown team. Mike Brown don't go for a whole bunch, bro. Once he sees something he don't like, he gonna change it quick. I don't
yeah.
care who you are. Like, yeah,
That's what
nah, you not about to sell this game for me, gang. You can't get the ball up court. We'll get it off of you real quick and go get somebody else to walk it up. But like, just stuff like that, it was just they played hard, man. I seen Jordan Clarkson just scrappy. I ain't never seen him scrappy. Ever since I've been watching Jordan Clarkson, never been that scrappy. It was just
Robinson was guarding.
mm,
He
mhm.
went start.
He looked healthy too. That's the one thing I know. He was moving like athletic.
Moving his feet. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson is he's an exceptional all-ball defender. You know, I always get on him about the free throws. I'm not gonna stop until you figure that out. Cause
Yeah.
what are we doing? What are we doing after the games? What are we doing in practice? We're not. Why are we showing 22% from the line? But let's leave that
Yeah,
right.
yeah. We could go on a tangent about that play. Yeah.
Let's leave that right there.
Yeah.
He played great defense though. He
He
gave Wemby
did.
a shot, and that's kind of what he's there for. You know, it's not really
did.
the throws, but it's inconvenient when you're getting hacked and shacked. But
And the thing about them too is like they're very long, bro. Very long defensively. They cause a lot of problems with just shots and tests and driving and when you know it's different when you have a 6'4" guard reaching out to you, and then you have a 6'8" guard, a 6'8" wing running out to you. It's a lot different. You know what I'm saying? And when you're driving to the cup, you might try to put the ball down to split through a double. But that motherfucker's arm length is just tap the ball just enough for you to mess your layup up or something like that. Like
I know.
they're just so hard to like playing offensively against.
Yeah, they covered
So
the
yeah, I think yesterday it was frustrating them a little bit. Towards the end, you could tell they started forcing the shots because they were there. Every shot they had, it was somebody had a hand in their face. And after a while, bro, that affects you. Even Giannis got frustrated. He was seeing a lot of double teams, but I'm again a 6'8" guy who can jump and defend and jump and get a link at you is a lot different than a Caruso who he was shooting over the other night and he wasn't really seeing nothing from that. So
NBA.
they had a lot. They have a good defensive mind coach with a good defensive core. So it looked like what it's supposed to look like for the Knicks. And I'm happy. Congratulations to them boys. We could talk a little bit about some other teams that we saw. You want to talk about the Magic a little bit? What did you see from the Magic going against a perennial playoff team like the Knicks? Are you starting to see what we talked about last year with the Magic? You know, because I'm a Magic guy. They're one of my league pass teams. I love watching the Magic.
Yeah. I feel like the Magic are in a little rut right now. The health has been an issue. You know, they just got Paolo back. As soon as they got Paolo back, Durant's got hurt. I love those two together too. Doug is starting to figure it out over there. Oh, I like Wendell. I feel like they're a good East team. They have the roster to compete too. It's not. Where do they place that right now? What are they, eighth right now?
Let me see for the game. They are.
Because beginning of the year
They are
Well,
fifth, 15 and 11.
oh, all right.
They have the third, tied for the third best home record too, 10 and 4. That's good winning
They
that
have
one.
they did be winning there. They got washed through in the cup.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, man. I think
Well,
so, that
there was no
team
time.
is one of those teams where like I hate, I know for me, I personally hate putting time limits on people. I think patience is a key when it comes to these young cats. We're talking about 22, 23-year-old players, bro. And I know it's a man's league, but a lot of them are still developing their games just as far as like strength, what their overall potential is going to be. So
They like to go their spots and all that.
yeah, Palos still trying to develop what's his spot's gonna be like. What's his over? Is he gonna become more of a facilitator? Can he facilitate at a high level? Like, so I mean, Franz is still trying to find himself. He's a big guard, but a lot of times he catches himself kind of in the in between range, and
Well,
there's already an in between player with Paolo, so he's still trying to find what he can do effectively on the court. Suggs is still trying to find his way. He's been injury ridden for 2 years. So he's trying to finally stay on the court so he can develop. So it feels like the Magic we kind of been waiting to see, like that Thunder jump where they kind of just take over the East. We've kind of been waiting for that from the Magic, but
yeah.
injuries has kind of held them back, I think. And even with the injuries, they're 15 and 11. So it just shows you that like that depth, it still matters. Like you still got a Anthony Black, some good young pieces, you know what I'm saying? Santos, so like, sorry, De Silva. So
Silva, Jonathan Isaac.
Jonathan Isaac, a good vet. So they got some pieces that could definitely make some waves in the East for sure. You want to talk a little bit about the Thunder? I think to look at another team in the Cup that did pretty well was the Thunder. I mean, the 24-2. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna be right there in every game, every series. They're gonna be right there. I see them coming out of the West.
For
The
sure.
only team I see competing with them is the Denver Nuggets because that was their hardest challenge last year. They said it on their team personally that the Denver was a team, and they were like, "Oh, okay, hold on." They have the best length defensively to compete with OKC, the most experience. They're probably the best player in the NBA, arguably, in Jokic. So I mean, the Nuggets have every type of way to beat the OKC Thunder, honestly. But the Thunder they're young, they hungry, they're not going nowhere. They win in all types of ways. However you want to win, they can win. They can win in that fashion. They're well coached, so I would be surprised if OKC struggles any further after that loss to the Spurs. I wouldn't say it's a panic by any stretch of the imagination. It's a cup game. They want championships. So
How do you think they fare against them in the future? I think it looks the same way.
I definitely think that the Spurs and OKC are a 7 game series, 6 being the minimum. I just think, bro, they got bodies to send that SGA, man. They got bodies, and Castle is a guy who's starting to become one of them guys. When I put Castle on you, good luck. It's gonna be a long night. You're gonna be real uncomfortable. And
And and when he gets that rebound, he's coming downhill.
you feel me? Like he's a guy that can get
Uh,
somebody in foul trouble. You don't want your best player guarding him because he's gonna have to work on both ends. So it's gonna be a close series, man. And I'll say this: both teams need to go in healthy into that series. Don't be the team that's not healthy playing each other because it's not gonna be good for the other one. Like I could
yeah,
like knock on wood. SGA's not in that series. Good luck. It might be a sweep. But same
right.
thing for them. If Wemby's not in that series, they might get swept. So they best players need to be in that series for it to be as
Well,
competitive as it can be.
I think Thunder need everything they got if they're gonna beat the Spurs. I'm not gonna lie to you. They need
Oh,
Chet.
really?
Yeah, I do. I think they need Chet, and I think they need Jay Will, and they need those bench players.
Because Jay Wood didn't look good the other night in that other game. Given he's coming back from a hand injury, he's still warming up. So that's
Can't warm.
yeah, he's getting warm. You can't. It's hard to give him like a full analysis off of that one game. But yeah, you're right. It's gonna be close. So we're gonna see how the Thunder play out, man. We're gonna see what it's gonna look like in the playoffs. Because at this point, I know for you talked about it. that's kind of what I'm looking at now with the Thunder. Is this season I'm gonna kind of the regular season I'm gonna let them chill. Playoffs is when I'm gonna pop back in on them and see where they're at and what they're looking like. Because honestly, we all know that's really what matters at the end of the day. It was a good cup though. How do you feel about the NBA Cup now that it's been 3 years? You've had 3 years to watch the NBA Cup. Do you feel like it's something they
Um,
should keep going with, or you feel like
I
it's
think the first 2 years, it was like first years. I'm kind of looking at it like so they've marketed pointless games in the middle of the year. You know, they've given the fans a reason to feel like these games matter more than them just being regular season games. You know, always look at things from like a beyond the surface kind of
mm,
perspective. I like to look past like, oh, it's NBA Cup, but like I like to look at things like, are they just trying to garner more eyes on the NBA? And if that's the case, that's all right because it's working. I personally, in the third year, I like it because it brings that, and it starts at the right time of the year. You know, it starts right as I said in the beginning of the year. It's the perfect time of year for sports basketball. I feel like competition is at an all-time high. It's where it needs to be. How many games are in the year? We're almost 40 games in. We're about to hit All-Star break in a couple months. I like it. I'm a
yeah,
fan. I think we can
yeah.
keep it.
No, definitely. I agree. I think I wasn't really a fan of it at first, like, but then I realized that like when I start thinking about like how the money like helps the younger players who don't play, you can see how it starts
Exactly.
to mean a little more to these younger cats. And
And it helps a little quicker. They're
yeah,
an incentive. You guys get paid. You guys all get bonus in the middle of the year. It makes everybody want to really be there. You
no,
know,
definitely. And it's just
Not-
it gives a little bit of sorry, I got my son, y'all. It gives a little more competition to the season, like Jack was saying, and I'm excited for this to kind of become like more of a staple in the NBA. I think more teams are gonna start to actually trying to like not miss these games and kind of like, hey, we trying to win this, you know what I'm saying? Like we trying to get some money. So I think especially these younger teams are definitely gonna start to care about this. Like the Jazz, some teams like that next year are gonna start to really care about
yeah,
those,
kind of and so it gives you a good look.
you feel me? Like you play on like every like the other night I heard him say like there was no other game on last night. It was just the cup. Like
Yeah,
everybody's watching that. Everybody wants to see like okay, who's the best team started it out the year this year. Right now, the Knicks look like the better team at the start of
yeah.
the year right now. They look like a finals contender. So I'm definitely glad the cup's been a thing and I'm looking forward to seeing more from a lot of these the last 14 that were left. So now we're gonna talk about something pretty interesting. That I'm looking forward to letting Jack run with this one. The Euro versus the American basketball product. Now I'm not somebody that's really known much about the Euro game. That's kind of been like my little mentor with that because I haven't really been able to pay much to it. But Jack, can you tell me more about the Euro basketball like side of it and like what are your differences and what do you like more about the Euro than the NBA?
I like everything more about Euro. You know, I've always been huge fan of Euro. Just everything about it, everything. They just take the game seriously still. I feel like the Europeans still respect the game for what it is. If you ever watch soccer, if you ever watch any soccer, you watch even EPL, Champions League, you watch World Cup even. You see how hard these fans go for their team. You see how hard the players, how far they go to compete. I feel like we like American basketball, like even down to the college level with the NIL and the high school level with all these kids, like everything has to be marketed and like look more than what it is. Authenticism is lacking. It's not really respecting the game. Everybody thinks they have to be paid to play. And of course you want to get paid to play. That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like you lose respect when you're not it has to be, it's as when we saw these guys earn it growing up, and that's all right with the game evolving. I hate to sound like an old head and be like, oh, these young kids should be getting paid because I think that college players should be getting paid. We've been saying this a long time. College players definitely should be making money, but we also got to cap it. We also got to, you know, not everybody should be getting $3 million just because they're playing college basketball. But
I agree.
when it comes to the Euro thing, they're respecting the game. I'll get to the crowd in a minute, but just in general, the players, the product, we always talk about this. The player product is better. Even the players that are going and coming from Euro, they're playing college. Like the kid in the B Tech, what's his name, Neo, the Serbian kid. He played for Real Madrid. He played for Real Madrid when he was 15, I want to say, 15 years old, and now he's playing in college. It's a much cleaner product. We've got Wemby. Like if everybody says this, even the 520 guys, say the best players in the league are Euros. Like our American players got to step it up a notch. It's not to down talk them, but we just, we growing up, we kind of hold ourselves to a higher standard. We're gonna do this basketball thing.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think,
you talk about his name was Nicolas Avadalis.
yeah,
He's Grecian. Like, I mean, just to piggyback off of Jack, just to throw like a tidbit of like this is what he means by like the pro scene and like coming over there and playing in our game. He's shooting 40% from the field, shooting 36% from three. He's averaging 5 assists, 15 points. I mean, and that's 9 games. And it's just like in through, with 3 rebounds, and it just shows you like that's a pro. And I know you're thinking on 15.7, like this is college games, bro. These are college games. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing the right way though.
first year he's playing efficient. Like it's more a lot, and that's another thing that a lot of people don't actually watch basketball games. They just like to stat box hunt, and they're like, oh well, he's at 12 points, they averaging 8 points, and he's shooting 38%. Like, well, you actually have to watch the games and see the quality that's being played. Like if I show, and there's plenty of NBA games that are going to wash out plenty of Euro games. You'll watch a Euro game and be like, this game looks kind of messy. But we can do the same thing on the contrast, and I can show you plenty of Euro games that wow, that looks like Spurs versus Heat, like 2012 basketball. Like this
Oh,
basketball is
for
being
real.
moved around, everybody's touching it, it's being moved up and down the court. Well, coaches, you can see schemes are starting to pay off. The crowd is involved. Home court advantage actually matters because that's the one of my gripes in the NBA. Home court advantage does not mean anything anymore. Nobody cares that you're playing in Charlotte. Nobody cares that you're playing in Golden State anymore. It really doesn't matter anymore. I know the Thunder still, like you say, the Thunder still have that like collegiate kind of crowd because they're still a very youthful kind of. They're connected with their fans. I feel like that's the difference between the NBA and the Euro is that these guys feel like they don't have to have a connection with their fans. They feel like they have to, you know, be. You're not necessarily above, you know what I mean, but like those from the fans as if the fans are just regular paying people. Like, no, these people are supporting you with their hard-earned money. They're coming out and losing their voice for you. They're skipping out work for you. If you watch now, if I show you a Euro game, players are diving, sweating, bleeding. The crowd, they got drums in the crowd. They're screaming. You'll always hear players say that. You can't hear in an environment. It's just not even like we haven't heard athletes say that since what was that? Seattle's crowd. Seattle's crowd was the most proud I ever heard anybody saying like, yo, you really can't hear there. But nah,
Yeah.
that's a elite thing in the Euro. We're not getting that in America. That's just my, how I feel like they're much more passionate about the game in Euro.
No, definitely. I realized that from a standpoint of just I will say one thing too. I think the crowd, like the Thunder, are very special just because of the market. It's not a very big market. Oklahoma City, they don't got nothing going on there, so their biggest thing sports team is the Thunder. So they show up. You know what I'm saying? That's lit, and I think that's what makes small market teams special. I think just like a side tidbit, I think that's what made the last NBA Finals so good. And I hate how he got hurt because I mean I think that was a good finals because it was two small market teams and two crowds that showed up for those small market teams. You know what I'm saying? And every game was loud. It was the crowd was in it like they were from the start. And I don't think that's what NBA needs more of from these other big teams. I remember at one point Boston going to the Boston Garden wasn't no easy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I think just the NBA overall has lost their fans in the sense of like these home atmospheres stop being home atmospheres. They start to become more of a show than a game. You know what I'm saying?
And event for higher elite people, like higher level. I mean, NBA tickets are extremely expensive, making it a lot more difficult to be in those seats,
Facts.
That's why the baseball product in America, the football product. Football product's a lot, football's always gonna have passionate fans, but baseball and hockey do a good job and make sure they have those real fans in the seats.
No, facts. I definitely think that as far as like the young players go, I was telling Jack the other day, I think that like I know these high school kids now they have the situation where they're like say they're like a top 10 ESPN ranked kid, right? And they're being told like, oh, I gotta go to Duke or Carolina, whatever, and then go play, right? And I think a lot of these guys would pay off from going to these EuroLeague teams, to going to go in a structured system where
Absolutely.
they're not gonna be told like you're the greatest thing ever and you gotta earn your spot here. And a lot of these kids are gonna go over there and if they're as good as they are, they're gonna play right away. They're gonna get that burn. Like they're not gonna home in the sense of like, oh, you're in America, we're gonna do you wrong. If you're a good player, you're gonna play in the Euro League. We've seen that. And a lot of these guys don't need to go play college because college system is very slow. It can be overly structured, I think, in some ways. They try to like do the traditional college thing where, hey man, you're not gonna come here and dribble the ball, 50, 100 times, you know what I'm saying? But that might be a kid's game. That might be what he does well that got him to that position. You know what I'm saying? So I
You
think,
know,
yeah.
what you saying that?
Mm.
That makes me think about Bronny going to Arizona.
Somebody like Bryce James.
I
Yeah.
mean, Bryce, my phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Bryce being in Arizona, I feel like it's very inconvenient. Like you said, if you're nice, if you about it, and I think Bryce has a good frame to be good. He's a big player, so
Yeah. No,
it's a
he's
situation. That's a situation where we get caught up in what the kids want to be at, what's popular, and doing just what seems normal. Like, nah, if you really want to succeed and play in a professional level and develop your game quickly, you got to go play where you're actually going to get to play meaningful basketball. Not like college can be overstructured, and you don't always get that.
no for real. I'm looking at Bryce James right now, bro. He's 6 foot, 6'5" guard, long frame though. He's 6'5", but he look around 6'7", to be honest with his
That's what,
frame,
look,
his long arms and everything. He look around 6'7", I feel all together. And I think he could shoot the cover off the ball. I mean, that's something that stood out to me last year. Seeing him in high school, he could really shoot that thing. He plays really good defense. Got a good little handle on him for his size. I think he could really pay off with a couple years overseas, just to get around pro practices, and really just develop his game. And I think he could come over here in 2 years, go to the draft, and actually be able to come in right away and impact an NBA team. I think me and Jack were saying that like these guys that are going to college from the pros over and overseas, they're not going to be there long. They're going there probably just because they want to experience the college game and see what they're going to go up against in the NBA. And then they're going to go straight to college, and that's not going to be hard for them because they already played pros since they were 16. So, like, they're going to, like, some of these NBA kids, these American kids, excuse me, need to really start to understand that college is not the wave like it used to be anymore. Like some kids are college kids and some kids are not. And a lot of these guys that I think that are like it could go right now, like a Boozer, like a Caleb Wilson from Carolina, I'm fine with them coming in here. They're pro ready right now. They probably don't want to go overseas because they could go if they wanted to right now.
AJ, though.
Yeah, like honestly, like these guys can go play college. They're gonna be gone in the pros next year anyway.
Cool.
But some of these,
You're right. He went to Lithuania and got himself right.
some guys whose stories are a little different. Like maybe what if Mikey Williams would have went overseas instead? Like we don't know how that would have turned out for him. He wouldn't have gotten in trouble. We know that. And he definitely would have gotten stronger. He would have got more physical. Probably would have been able to become more of a facilitator playing over there. So like I really would hope that the EuroLeague starts to become a real option for these guys and not just like I gotta go play overseas, and more be like I'm about to go play overseas, bro. It's better anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that becomes the narrative soon for these young guys. So with that being said, man, we're gonna jump to the great NFL, National Football League.
Great.
And we're gonna start with the Patriots, Jack. Tell me what you thought about y'all tough loss to the Bills. I heard some controversy with it too.
In what way?
I heard that the whistles weren't as favorable for you
Oh,
guys
I
as you
mean,
the whole.
yeah, I'm not one of the guys who put the referee. The only referees that annoy me, like I'm the kind of guy that like I'm like I just you can't chalk your L's up to the referee's decision making. We all know we've all played sports in every level. Referees call nonsense. We've all seen it.
Hmm.
I've had my dad as my 5th and 6th grade basketball coach get a tech both years for telling the ref that he's calling some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that's elementary school. I've ex called at high school. I've had refs calling bullshit at a level in a AAU level. I've had refs call it in our even in our military experience in the leagues that we played in. We've had refs that aren't
Yeah.
playing good. We watching
Yeah.
every day in the NBA. Every day in the NBA, every single NBA game, we watch referees call stuff that's hard to watch. So when it comes to, I think the NFL referees do a decent job amongst all the rest of the sports. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they do one of the better jobs.
NFL, yeah,
I'm not,
NFL's, yeah.
I'm not gonna put the game into the referee's hand, man. We were up 21-0 at half. It's unacceptable. We lost the second half by what they scored 14. They scored 28 points in the second half, scored 14 in the third and the fourth quarter. Drake May had 47 yards, went 5 for 12. He got sacked 3 times. He threw a pick. That's in the second half. We did nothing. Running game looked all right. Travion popped off that big run right before the half, but we didn't score any points in the second half, man. That's just another game of you got to win the football game. I can't put it in the refs' hands. We already know that the referees want who they want to win. We already know that certain players get a certain whistle, certain teams and coaches get a certain different favoring. Whether that is the case or is not the case, you got to play in between the lines, man. You got to play in between. That's the way I look at it.
I've always been one of those people, bro, that like you can't. I, I'll never be a coach that will sit here and be like, if the refs would have did this for us, we would have. I always say, if you beat somebody bad enough, the refs will never matter. The refs won't have nothing. You beat somebody by 30, what can the refs do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
21 in the second half and let them score 0 again like we did in the first half. Just repeat our same play. It would have been a 42-0 game. What does the ref matter at that point?
that's what I'm saying. Refs can't help them. So I mean, like, it just, if you leave the refs, if you give the refs an opportunity to change the game, then more than likely always will. They'll always
Yeah.
call something close that will. You can always be like, well, if they would have never called that, then we wouldn't. And we might be right, but you gave them too many opportunities for them to affect the game. So I mean, I agree with you that I think you guys are too good of a team to give up a 21-0 lead. But again. And you said something in the group chat too. Is like you needed that. You needed those losses. You do need those losses.
I was at the point that I was going to. This would, I, this was a loss that I've been saying we needed for only the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, I think we needed an L just to break the ice and get those like winter jitters out because we're on like not a roller coaster, but like we're in like a freight train speed. We're on freight train speed. We're just running through everything that we see right now. So I felt like we needed to break the ice regardless. It was just ugly to see it that I would have taken the 21. I would have taken the 21-20 win and then lose next week. But at some point, I would have liked for us to lose before playoffs started, just so we can get a taste of what that feels like. You know what I mean? Like you gotta taste that sour, just to remember. I don't want to feel that again. Like we've been winning all year, but
fair.
anytime that was a big time loss. So that's a playoff environment. We're up 21-0. We're a team that in the past we've come back, obviously a whole different platoon, but we've come back from a 20-3. We're gonna be in a situation that's gonna be similar to like that in our future. We're gonna be up a 14-0 or 20-0. So we're gonna need to know what we did wrong. So I'll take it. I ain't mad.
For sure. So we will definitely expecting more from the pitchers coming up. And who do you guys play? Who do you play next? Can you give me a little bit about who you got? What you expecting for that game?
play Baltimore away at their home. I know they need the win because they're kind of
A little
in that.
desperate.
Yeah, they're a little desperate right now. I know that we're in a angry mode right now,
Mhm.
where we're kind of that loss tastes terrible to us right now, especially having us. We handled the Bills the last time we played. The score might not affect it, but if you watch that game in between the lines, we handled them. So that loss, I'm happy about that loss, man. I gotta say that I'm happy about that loss. I will happily take that loss because it tastes so terrible. Like if anybody we want to lose to after beating them, it's the Bills. That's who we want to lose to, especially in that fashion, the way where we were handling them, and they come back and show us, oh, this is why we're the Bills. This is why we got Josh Allen. This is why we're an AFC winner every year. So I like that L. I ain't mad about it. I think we're gonna come out and try to do some damage against Baltimore, put some pressure on Lamar, see what that run game about.
For sure, for sure. So we'll never gonna kick it to my LA
Your book.
Chargers. We beat Kansas City 16-13. Excuse me, 7-19. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm tricking. I am tweaking. 1 second.
What was it, 19, 17, 19?
That's what I thought it was. No, no, no. It was 16-13. I was right. I'm sorry, y'all. 16-13. Yeah, it was a hell of a game. I was hyped. I knew going into that week that like this was pretty much like I don't want to say it was a team defining win, but in some ways it felt like that for us because we never really been able to really get over the hump as far as the hump being Kansas City, and we actually swept them this year for the first time, and I can't remember last time we swept them in a season. So it
Coming
was
up.
it was a big time win, man, and I was just excited. Our defense played really good. Herbert balled
Again, there.
balled out, and it was a gutsy win. It was a playoff win, if I'm honest with you guys. It was one of those games where like it wasn't high scoring, but when plays needed to be made, whoever made the most was going to win that game, and we definitely did that at a high level. Our defense is something that I've been seeing a lot more of the segments, and it's starting to feel like this team that we could have a Super Bowl winning, a Super Bowl appearing defense just on the defense side alone. We've been ranked, I think it's the second most elite defense this year. So I think with that being said, it makes me excited because it's like, okay, this year is fine. I'll watch this year, but next year, my my expectations are gonna go through the roof, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have real unrealistic expectations because this is the defense we have now. Without an O line, without a consistent run offensive line, passing O line, if we get one of those next year, and we should have with two of the best O line tackles in the game, I mean, Denver. Not worried about Denver. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, and even this year, I'm not worried about Denver. We beat them this year, and the Chiefs. I wasn't really worried about the Chiefs. I told Jack, I was like, I was worried about the D line because again, our O line is just not good. So that was my one concern. But other than that, I wasn't really tripping on them. I felt like we played better than them in the first game of the season. We played better than them yesterday. They got on a 10-3 lead, and I was just like, all right, 10-3. I was a little down about it. I was like, all right, here we go. But then I see Justin Herbert throw that little tutty at the end of at the half. I'm like, okay, you know what? Never mind. Now I'm like, now it's okay. Okay, and then the whole third, it was just who wanted it more. What defense was gonna make the most plays? And it was us. So I'm excited, man. And then next week we play Dallas, and Dallas is one of those teams, bro, that you can't turn your back on. That's my only concern with Dallas is their offense is elite. They can put 40 on you quick. But again, like I like my secondary. I like who we have. I like our matches with them. Like we haven't really seen no wide receiver this year that struck fear in me because of the way our secondary plays. So I'm looking forward to it. I like the challenge. I think our defense is just welcoming all challengers, all competitors, and I like that energy. And all we got to do is just give Justin Herbert time to make plays. When we give him time, he makes them. He makes plays. So keep him off the ground, keep that hand protected, and we should be all right. It should be another win. And I keep telling the homies, I'm telling everybody who's watching, all roads lead to Mile High in the last game of the year. That's what we want. We got to win out and go win it and go win a division in Denver. So I'm looking forward to playing Denver again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel that type of way with them. It's on that. I like the energy they give this year. They feeling good about themselves, but I feel good about us. So we gonna see who feels the best. So yeah, man, it's gonna be. It was a
So,
good game this past Sunday, and look for a good game this Sunday. And
so with that being said, where do you see Al go? Where do you see Al go draft direction? Where do you think where do you see Al go draft direction is with upcoming year?
for everything that I'm seeing from our
Alfred
end,
coming
it's
back, Alt's coming back, Hampton's coming back healthy.
guard.
Got
It's gonna be guard interior line. Our guard
right?
position's bad. Yeah, we got to get better guards.
Uh,
We need to be stronger interior because we even right now with Simpkins playing one of our tackle spots. He's not bad. A lot of our pressure comes from the D tackle position. A lot of it comes straight inside. Our guards getting killed.
yeah,
So,
from the,
and if you know how it is when you play QB, bro. You when them guards get in, when them D tackles get in the first, that whole it's over with. No matter what you're doing, running, passing, they're already in your face immediately. It's different when the edge get to you. You got some time to like make
and,
up, get up field a little bit. You know what I'm
and,
saying?
but
Yeah,
the upside
yeah.
kind of bop.
That's what I'm saying. That once the interior get inside, bro, it's like, oh, okay, now you feel like I can't run outside. The edge kind of got me. You know what I'm saying? Can't go straight because they're in my face. So it's kind of like a dead play at that point. So yeah, I would say guard position. We need to get younger and better at the guards. I hope there's some good guards in this draft too, though. So we should be all right. What about y'all? What are you looking at draft wise for the Patriots? You look like you
Um,
just need to win games. That's what it looks like right now. But
I think we go. I think we. Because I love our defense. Our whole defense is young, man. Everybody's young. We got our aces. We got Gonzalez. We got Spillane at the. I think we go. I really want to say receiver, but our offense is so fluid that like we're not one of those teams who we. So I was gonna say this earlier, and when I was talking about how our second half figured out, I felt like not many people were getting open, but we have that kind of offense where it's just like it's based on play call. It's not necessarily based on who. Like let's get this guy open, get this guy open.
mhm.
I would love to say receiver, but I just don't. We haven't been like a wide receiver one kind of team. It's been wide receiver whoever.
My receiver by committee.
Yeah, by committee.
Hmm.
I like our line. Our line is steady. I mean, yeah, I say receiver. I would go receiver or probably grab us another safety because I like Woodson. I like Jalen Hawkins, but
So you think you'll probably just take best available more than likely?
yeah, yeah, because like we go best available because we're in that like that thunder phase, that like OKC thunder phase where we are we know who our guys are, and then everybody else is like good committee. Anybody can step in and play, and we kind of always been like that, you know.
That's
But I
right.
like that
Yeah, it's true.
we do have that kind of same mentality. Our draft has been like that. We have been kind of having a draft by best available.
Yeah, that's fair.
We did get Campbell last year.
Good pick. I like Will Campbell a lot. I was telling Joe that I'm a big Will Campbell guy. I like his attitude, like what he stands for as an O lineman. Like he's a dog.
Yeah, I think
One of them,
he's
one of them
yeah.
ones for sure. One of them
For
ones. So
Absolutely.
Chiefs and Mahomes are eliminated. Where do they go from here? I know we talked about this all unplugged last night on the phone. We were talking about it for a little bit, but like where do you think the Chiefs got to go from here, man? As far as like where they've been, we know all about them. We know about the rings. We know about the Chief dynasty, but you're also a fan of a dynasty, a recent dynasty, and you guys have found your way back to
Oh,
relevancy pretty quick, you know. So I think, what do you think the Chiefs got to do to get back to an AFC Championship game next year?
yeah, I think they. I tried to say this in my kindest way yesterday, and we were like rapping about it, but like it does seem like it's something that's got to get blown up. We gotta start from scratch. We gotta start looking around, seeing what we can get some younger pieces in there. I like the defense. The defense you made the point to Chris Jones. I think that we could get some younger nose work in there, some interior. Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey. I think we could get more. The game is a heavy tight end game. If we notice, a lot of teams are starting to try to go and get a tight end that they can really rely on. Even the Patriots, we're starting to rely on Hunter Henry a lot more. He's always been a solid tight end, but he's starting to get back that like really important role. So I think we gotta blow that up. Personally, that's where I stand on it. I don't really like the receiving core sparing out.
Yeah.
I think Kareem Hunt is toward the tilt, and they just brought him back in because Pacheco was hurt. He's serviceable, but he's not like a number one. I'm not big on Pacheco. I think Pacheco is good, but I don't think he's gonna get you over the hump.
Nah.
I like Rashee Rice, but we went over this last night. We don't know what his future holds. Where availability stands. Xavier
Right.
Worthy seems to get hurt every year. I think we gotta start to look around for guys who's gonna really be available and take this team that's known to win back to that same position. Because this is not pretty. This is not pretty. Missing the playoffs is crazy for someone like Patrick.
Yeah. I mean, I think you know when you think about the Chiefs teams that were good, the last damn feels like 10 years, the last 6 or 7 seasons. I think it started with their defense, and I think this year their defense was kind of it's not bad. It's still one of the better ones. But I think they got to get younger, man. And I think they got to get younger at the linebacker position. They got younger interior wise. I think defense wins championships. I'll stand on that. I don't care how good your offense is. I think at the end of the day, your defense got to go up there and win your games. And I think a lot of times this year, it just hasn't done that, in my opinion. And then offense, it. I hate to say it. I think it started with Tyreek Hill. I'll be honest. I think Tyreek Hill was a lot bigger piece than they realized at the time. Because when you got rid of Tyreek Hill and then they went wide receiver by committee, in my opinion, they went to, we'll make Travis Kelsey our one, and then we'll live off of whoever we can get at receiver. And I think it just shows that, look, man, in this league, you need a number one. I know they won a couple of Super Bowls without a number one. I get that. That's great.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me down the line Patrick Mahomes isn't regretting not having a number one in a lot of these situations. A lot of guys can go down there and get me a 10-yard play when I need it. Sometimes I don't want to run the ball twice to get 4 or 5 yards. I don't want to do that. I want to go throw a slant and go get 20, 30 yards off of it. And he hasn't had that. And you can tell he's frustrated. You can tell a lot of time he tries to. There's times, I don't know what the one cat is, I think number 80, forget his name. There's one play this year versus us. He hit him twice on 2 straight posts and dropped it both times.
Tyquan Thornton.
And Thornton dropped 2 posts in a row in the fourth versus us in week 1. I'm thinking Tyreek Hill's not dropping that.
Nah.
Tyreek Hill might take that to the crib both times. And I just honestly believe that for them to get back to where they want to be, they got to get a number one receiver. Rashee Rice, I like him, but because you're not available, I'm still looking. And if you're our guy, then you'll still be our guy no matter what. But, I need somebody I know that's going to be able to take care of business on and off the field. That's got to be a conversation they have to have with him. Are you in this or not? Because you see what we got around here. You see the ring. You see the bowls in this building.
Yeah,
We win here. This ain't what you did. We win here. And we did not do that last year, and that will not be a standard Patrick Mahomes is going to have. I know that for a fact. They're not going to be bad next year. So, they're going to have to figure it out and go get somebody. They got to go adjust the running back room. When the Chiefs were good, they had 2 really good running backs. They had a stable at one point.
Yeah. What was that? Kareem and Edwards-Helaire or Pacheco?
Pacheco, Edwards-Helaire, Kareem Hunt. They were solid running back room. This year, it's completely not existed outside of Kareem Hunt. Pacheco, another question mark. Pacheco, are you in this? Can you do this? Can you be our guy? If you can't do it, we will go find somebody that can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a lot of questions with their offense right now, and those questions are the reason they're not going to be in the playoffs this year. And it started last year. Last year they were kind of shaky. Everybody's like, well, I mean, they made it. They made it there, right? So like, there's still Chiefs Kingdom, yeah.
Yeah,
But then that Eagles showed them like, yeah, that's just over with. That
yeah, it was
that
like
that lackluster everybody gets the ball offense. That should not. It's not working, bro. Your
you knew
defense
that
is
that
already kind of mid. Chris Jones took a step back. We saw that last year, and now he really don't be doing anything now. So, I mean, yeah, bro, they're just gonna have to really, like Jack said, they're gonna have to blow that up a little bit in some areas and just kind of start from scratch. And this year will be good because they should get a good draft pick. It's looking like they'll probably be in the middle or maybe even top 10. So that's good for
yeah,
them. They'll be able to get somebody decent in the first round, even in the second. So they should be all right draft wise. And then for agency, man, go spend that bread. I guarantee there's supposed to be some good people out there. Trey Hendrickson on the Chiefs. I mean on the Bengals.
yeah,
He need a home. He still want to get out of there. Go make that happen. Go,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Go. There's some guys who want different homes. You just got to go see what they want for it. So
yeah.
she's definitely. I know they'll figure it out though. They got a good little coach. Not good little coach. Excuse me, Andy Reid's not good little. He's a dog. Got a great coach, a great quarterback. So I imagine they'll figure it out this next off season. Then we got Micah Parsons with the ACL with the Packers. Man, that's a little.
That's a
Did Jerry Jones call this one or what? Did he call it? Can we
nah,
say Jerry won or nah? I can't give him that credit.
nah.
He's smiling like, see, I told y'all
Hell nah.
that boy's no good.
Jerry Jones is pretty. Nah, I don't think that's a W for Jerry Jones necessarily because they did have scrap. Do you think they would have had the space to get Quentin Williams? They picked him up out free agency, or did they get him from the Jets?
No, the Cowboys got Quentin Williams from the Jets.
From the Jets, yeah, they got him from the Jets.
Yeah, they traded him. I mean, it was.
Yeah, they would have had the space for that, or would they?
You ask me, I think the Cowboys got more space than they. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they got it. I just don't. I just think they're being cheap. If I'm honest with you, but I'm not an accountant for the NFL teams. So I can't say what the money looks like or what they do and don't have. But it's the Dallas Cowboys. They're a $2.4 billion worth organization. They 100% got the money.
They did have to put something on the line regardless, but I wouldn't call that a win necessarily for them. But yeah, it's a huge blow for Green Bay, man. That's hard to recover
Massively.
from.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, I mean he's a game changer. He's a planet killer. I think you know what I'm saying. So I mean he's a guy that can get you to a Super Bowl just off his pressure alone. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be rough to replace that. I think for the Packers. For me, at one point with him, I was like they might be in the championship appearance level.
Yeah, I was seeing that for a little bit.
But now with that, it's like ooh. Uphill battle. They still got to win that division. That division, it's not one type of division you can just keep losing games. The Detroit Lions are very, very close. The Bears are close. So they got to win out the rest of this year, obviously, to one, make it to the playoffs, and two, just get a good seeding so you're not playing somebody rough, game one. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting, man. And best wishes to Micah, and I hope the Packers can finish it pretty well.
come back stronger next year. We need a little decoy from that boy.
'Cause now we're gonna talk about a division that I feel like is interesting. I know Jack didn't really want to talk about it because it's just a little butt. But the NFC South, man, I got to shout out to my Carolina Panthers. I'm from Carolina, so I gotta give some love. We got the 7-7 Buccaneer with the 7-7 Carolina Panthers, and let's be honest, they play each other 2 more times this year. This is the first one they play before they have, I think, a finale at the end of the year. This is part 1 of the division championship. So What do you think about the Buccaneers going this far from this year? You know, with the Baker Mayfield mania to now, where it's kind of looking like maybe he is just Baker Mayfield, and that's okay. You know, he's not more than just Baker
Yeah,
Mayfield. You know,
I know I didn't care to talk about it too much, but these two divisions are hot. Like these are hot divisions. Like real football fans, you don't want to have your eye on this one, but I don't want to. I can't put all the weight on Baker Mayfield in this one. This is not a situation where I look at Baker and I think they're 7-7 because Baker is not doing his thing. Baker, we all paying attention. MB top 5 MVP candidate at some point in this year.
it was.
The needle has moved. The needle has certainly moved since then, but I can't put it all in Baker's hands. They've been unhealthy on both ends. Receivers have been in and out. Bucky Irving just came back. Defense is young and hurt here and there. They just starting to come back, so it's definitely not a bigger thing. I think on the contrast, and Carolina looks really good. Defense looks great. I love Carolina's defense.
Yeah.
JC,
Yeah.
I like their, I like their offensive setup. I like a good receiver core, man. Everybody on that receiving core is huge. Everybody on that receiving core is like 6'5" and above. It's really crazy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, it's been.
Dowdle, Hubbard, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're a pleasant surprise. You know, a lot of my brothers, like a lot of my brothers, are not Carolina Panther fans. Like I got one homie at work. I got one of my best friends, who's
Yeah.
a Panthers fan, and they talk about it a lot. Like this was a season that they were kind of going into it, not really excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's another Panthers year. You know, but for me, I've been praising Dan Canales. Dave Canales. I think he's changed the culture there. It's hard to go into a losing situation and just change how you approach stuff. But I just listen to him. I love watching his interview. He always poised. He takes a lot of accountability. He has a lot of Dan Campbell mannerisms just with the accountability thing. Like he's just, hey, it's on me. We got to plan better. I got to plan better. I got to put him in better situations. You know what I'm saying? And whether that's true or not, whether
Good
that's,
player.
I'm sorry, go ahead. My phone.
No, I was just saying he's a good players coach. You got a lot of good out there.
Definitely. And whether it's true or not, I think in the locker room it says that guy has our back. And he'll never let nobody talk bad about us, and he'll always take the brunt of the responsibility, whether it's him or not. And that makes the guy go harder for you, in my opinion. And I just think that there's a lot of belief right now in that team. And I think that the defense has been leading that charge of just like put it on us. You know what I'm saying? Let us get us home. You know what I'm saying? And I think in a lot of ways, and I personally heard a lot of the defense guys go up to Bryce Young and say, "We got you. Like go out there and play confident, play with your hair on fire. You know what I'm saying? Make mistakes. 'Cause we gonna get you there, bro. Just do
We'll
you.
get that ball back.
You feel me? We're gonna get you that ball back. Like just play free and everything. And then you could tell, man, Bryce Young does not look like the same quarterback at all from last year. So it's just like it seems like Dave Canales has given that belief in himself. I would say that Bryce Young believes in himself, and that offense believes in him. When you have those things working with you, and the whole team is on you, got your back, you can see what really can happen. You know what I'm saying? So 7-7 this year for me is a shock, and I'm happy for him in all respects. I look at the Buccaneers, and I think that, like Jack said, injuries, man, that's the only thing that's what you're gonna get from this team this year. At the end of the day, they're gonna look back and say, "Yo, we honestly were a lot better than 7-7." But when you get injured back to back weeks, like it's just like you can't. There's nothing you can do about that, man. Unfortunately, so I think that it's unfortunate, but it's gonna be exciting 2 games. Versus, that's probably my number one game I might watch. Honestly, is Buccaneers and Panthers from real. I can't wait. This will be a really good game. So, we even go look at the Falcons, man. I honestly, I got a little beef with the Falcons. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got beef. You know, when they signed Kirk Cousins, I'm a big Kirk Cousins guy, and I know Kirk Cousins is kind of like he's one of those guys. He's a desired taste, is what I like to call him. He's in that like you either like Kirk Cousins or you don't. It's just pretty simple. I like him, and when he went to Atlanta, I was thinking like, yo, honestly, that's a really good landing spot for him. They got a lot of young weapons, and he ain't got to do a whole bunch, but just make the right plays. And last year when they kind of benched him, it felt early. It felt early to me. I was like, yo, like, did you expect him to, I mean, he just came off a Achilles. You know what I'm saying? Give him a couple years to get his legs up under him, and then you just go throw him on the shelf for Michael Penix. And then you see Michael Penix, and he has flashes, and it looks good. They're calling him. We got another Vic. Slow down. We'll never be that. You feel me? But I was riding with it because I know Falcon fans too. You know, I'm like, okay, cool. He's nice. I like Michael Penix. I do.
Yeah.
But then he looks average. He looks about what what I kind of thought it would look like. You know, like he never showed me anything in Washington that would like blew my socks off. If I'm real with you, like
I didn't see it. I didn't see it in Washington.
you know, and then it's like they're back to Kirk Cousins, and then what do you know? They're kind of winning games a little bit now. They're not making the playoffs this year, but they're winning games. They're in games, and I'm like, it's what happens when you pay $40 million for a quarterback. He normally can do some things for you, you know, that are gonna help you get to some wins. So yeah, Joe, what do you think about the Falcons? What are you seeing from this year? Like any bright spots, any hope for the future for them? Or?
I think I agree with the Kirk Cousins sentiment. I think that they put him on the shelf too early, that the quarterback that's experienced developed. This was the perfect situation for him to come into with a Bijan and Drake London, the Kyle Pitts. He had all the weapons that he needed. I don't understand what was necessary about putting a guy that you just paid 40 mil for, who has proven that he can win games. He can proven that he can lead the league in yards and passing. He's done this a couple of times, maybe a few. You know, if Kirk Cousins is a competitor, like you said, he just came back from an Achilles injury. Give him 6 games.
Like give him half the season. Like maybe give him 1 season. Hell, if he ain't good and you start him next year and he's bad in the first 2 games, then shelf him. I get it. All right, we got Michael Penix anyway. Michael Penix had a year to learn. Now it's Stone Man and see what he can do. But 4 games in his first year off of an Achilles is like you never even gave him a chance. You know.
I think that's another. Yeah, we both got beef with Atlanta because it's like because next what they're gonna do? Toss the blame on Michael Penix. Well, you didn't let him develop. That's your fault. Why you don't let him sit behind an experienced quarterback and learn how to play the game? All the quarterbacks that sat behind somebody, it came. You know, of course, there's exceptions, but there's the Jordan Loves and the Tom Brady's and the Aaron Rodgers, like quarterbacks like that sat behind other QBs to watch and learn how to play the game first. Like
that's what I'm saying. Kirk Cousins is not the kind of guy that gives me like he wouldn't have put like game on Michael Penix whenever he could. You know what I'm saying? Like.
You could learn from a guy like that.
That's what I'm saying. So it was just like, and then again, I'm gonna be honest with you. Raheem Morris got to go. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I was thinking,
I loved it at first. I love seeing brothers get those head jobs. I love it. But it's like at some point, I'm also a football fan, and like I love the game for all teams, and I want to see all teams do well because it makes the league competitive and fun to watch. And like at the same time, I'm like, your defense is good. Your defense does get you win a lot of games for you, but you got to score points, and you haven't found the right OC or offensive mind yet in Atlanta with all those weapons. People are running out of patience in Atlanta. There's too many good young players for y'all to be struggling on offense every year for the last 3 years. You got Bijan, you got Kyle, you got Drake London, you got what's the other receiver, the young cat, he's good.
Mooney,
Darnell Mooney, like
what's the other runner? Tyler Algier. Like
you got
running back do up. They have a 1-2 punch that they don't. They're not using it.
Y'all are too offensively talented to struggle the way y'all do. So yeah, it's just been bad over there, man, and it's unfortunate.
They have the same build as the Lions if you look at the feet. It's pretty crazy. Al Pitts is their Sam Laporta. Drake London is their Amon Ra. Darnell Mooney or whoever else you want to put on that contrast name can be your Jameson Williams because all those receivers are fast as hell.
We're forgetting last year that the Falcons won it. I think it was like week 2 last year and beat the Eagles in Lincoln, in the Link. On Sunday night or Monday Night Football, 1 of the 2. Like I mean,
they win games out.
You feel me? They have the talent to beat a lot of these. They gave the Patriots a game this year.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't easy. Y'all remember you and Joe were like, yo, the Falcons are actually better than we thought they were. Like, they were not a bad team. They just don't have the right coaching, and it's obvious. They just need somebody that can come in there and utilize the tools that they have in the toolbox. Not hard. Use the talent. Win games. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It is hard. Y'all, I'm fucking with y'all. It's the NFL. I'm not acting like you just go. I could do it, but I'm just saying, like,
I,
like they have too much talent. I think to struggle in the way they do is what I'm saying. Like,
should not be struggling. They should not be struggling.
so we'll get off the NFC South a little bit. Yes, I know Saints fans. We're not gonna do it to y'all today. We'll get back to y'all one of these days when we do our goal. You know, at some point of the year, we'll just look at all 32 teams.
No. Tyler Shaw.
Tyler Shaw, I do like him though. I will say that. I'll mention that, because you're right. I'm glad you did that, Jack. Show the Saints some love. Tyler Shaw is low key kind of nice. Y'all might have found one. Low key though. You feel me? Like just let him develop. Y'all not gonna win games, so don't worry about wins. Worry about development. And right now he looks solid.
It looks promising for sure.
Chris Olave, shout out to you. You've been balling this year, low key under the radar. I've been seeing you, brother. You stay up now. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard out there.
Neil, touches on the field, he balled out at Kansas.
You feel me? So you got some bright spots in the world. You just gotta.
And they shut down Kamara for the rest of the year. Like they're doing the right things over there.
Yeah. Trade Kamara. Kamara needs to go to a spot where he can win. He still got some legs left. He just needs to like use it on a team where he ain't got to be the number one guy no more. Number 2 would be a nice spot for him somewhere. But to go to a line, he'd be nasty. But so we'll go to the AFC North now. I want to start in Cincinnati because we had a segment a couple weeks ago. We were like blow it up, and I know we didn't. I don't think we put the Bengals in there yet. But I know you wanted to put the Bengals in there, so now I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna serve them up to you on a plate. What you feel about the Bengals?
You know, sometimes I don't be trying to be too hot with the taste. I know the people be getting mad, but I'm about to start getting the people mad. Because there's a lot that I want to say about a lot. I'm just gonna start speaking my mind. But yeah, I think that I do like Joe. I do like Jamar, but I just feel like we get the same thing from the Bengals every year. They start off 0-4, and then they win. Then they lose, and then they win the next 6 games. And they're like, oh, the Bengals are contender, they're a competitor, and then the wheels fall right off again. So it's like, I see what everybody's hopes are up and all that, but we always say this, like, how long are you gonna keep wasting, your time? It's a good 1-2 combo. I love Joe and Jamar together. I think they got to move on from T. Higgins. I think they got to bring in a running back.
Whoa. Okay. I'm with someone you cook.
And the only reason I say move on from T. Higgins is because you got to improve in other places on the team. I think the defense is off from when they were last competing for Super Bowls and 8 Super Bowls. Their defenses on those years were stellar.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think Trey Hendrickson doesn't want to be there anymore.
Nope.
You can't win games, just like we're talking about with the Chiefs. You can't win games with a pumped up offense and nobody on the defense. So I say move on from Higgins because you're gonna get value from. The Patriots. We have been begging for T. Higgins for 3 years now, and they're just holding on to him. He's getting 3 targets a game, 3 catches. He's not a guy you get 3 catches a game.
Yeah, no, you bet offensive line for sure. Yeah,
and I think the line they gotta figure out what's going on there. They paid a lot of money for the line over the last couple of years, and Joe Burrow just has to stay healthy. That's all there is to it.
When you talk about like when you said I'm gonna get people mad, and I'm gonna follow you on down that trend. I'm gonna be honest with you, Joe Burrow's got to figure it out, bro. Like this is 2 years in a row where he's had injuries that again injuries are in football. They are in football. I would not take that from him.
Yeah,
but you gotta understand. At some point, even he can admit availability is the best ability. If you're not available, you are hurting a franchise. You are hurting your team. You are a top 5 quarterback when you are on the field. Nobody can take that from you. There's times where I think you're the best quarterback in the NFL, but there's points, bro, where they need you. They are struggling. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins have missed 2 years of their prime because you've been hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like so this Sunday, you know, Jamar Chase said this the first time in his career he had to motivate, he had to like uplift Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is a little downer now because he realized like this shit is low key your fault. You got
yeah,
hurt. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, and the team is bad. The team is like you said. The team is bad. I'm not gonna just like throw it all on. It's bad. The team, they, yeah, you
But you
know.
know, but you as an athlete know how much merit the team puts in you, how much the team counts on you to be there, perform the way that we know you all, with the way that we know you perform. So when you're not there, it takes the soul out of an entire locker room.
And
So
to be honest, he played bad this past Sunday. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Like that's not.
it looks
We're
it look
not.
it's rough against Baltimore. But
Yeah, and the
oh,
defense was all over him. He got killed the whole game. I'll give it to him. But
Joey B is truly in a tough spot of like, because his expectations are so high,
mm,
but he's had some nasty injuries, man. Like those are some nasty ones, especially for a young player. And I remember even before I got my little bit of knee injury, Joe said to me, because you know Joe got really hurt. Joe really, what did he tear his ACL? Really got hurt, you know. And like he explained to me, like something I never experienced was that like for athletes it becomes a more mental thing. You know what you can do, but that step in, that play in, that you know that it's different in your mind, and it does pull back a little bit. So now we're talking about you're in the NFL. Like Joe's had some nasty injuries, so I don't put too much on him for the ugly performances, because like we were just saying with Kirk, you gotta get your feet back under you. But yeah, the expectations are through the roof for you, brother. We need you to be there.
yeah,
That
I definitely will say that that Joe Burrow this year coming up is a make it break it year for not only him but that entire team as a whole. Because I'll be honest, if they're not good next year, I think Joe Burrow could be gone. I think
yeah,
Jamar Chase could be gone. I think they would just completely just wipe the clean slate because we all know the Bengals. The Bengals are notoriously a cheap organization. They'd rather rebuild than spend money. So I would not be afraid if they traded or be like surprised they traded Joe Burrow somewhere. I wouldn't, or Jamar Chase or whatever. Like, because who wants to pay money for a team that's like four and fucking whatever? You know what I mean? So that's just the honest truth about it. And so hopefully the Mavs can figure it out, man. I want to go to the Cleveland Browns. I want to start from the bottom top. So where are you looking at with the Cleveland Browns? A lot of weapons. I'll throw that out there before you
a
start.
lot of weapons. I feel like the Browns are never able to get past that curse, man. That's where I always stand kind of with the Browns, that they're just never able to get past that. You know, like same thing we're talking about with the American basketball and EuroLeague is like, look, there's no presence there. Nobody cares to win. The fans don't care. The owners don't really care. The players that were coming don't be caring. Like, I think they're in a rough spot. I like the player. And it's not like they have bad players all the time. They normally, over the last 5 years, they've had some pretty decent players. I'm not gonna lie. Over the last 5 years, since Miles
Yeah.
Garrett's been there,
Yeah.
they've had some solid players on the offense. They had some good running back. I like the way they look right now, but it's just hard to say with the Browns. You know, I think if anything, they need to move around. They need to move around those pieces, those solid
Yeah.
pieces. Send Shador somewhere else, because they're not gonna do anything but keep playing him out, wasting his time. Send Miles Garrett somewhere else, because you're wasting a generational talent. 'Cause you're not gonna win any games. Send Judkins somewhere else, but. You know, everybody you drafted Judkins, so it's gonna be hard to get rid of that, you know. But
Yeah. I think when I look at the Browns, man, Browns are like one of those teams I always kind of root for. They give me like Cubs vibes.
Get the fuck out of there. Get Kevin Stefanski out. Fire
Yeah, yeah,
Kevin Stefanski.
yeah.
You know,
I think he's on it. I think he knows he's on his way out for sure. He knows that.
get him out.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm always gonna say like the Browns. I think they have one of the better fan bases in my opinion. Like when I think they show up every game for the Browns. Every time the Browns get on watch, they're packed out. You know, I think they care a lot. They care a lot about the Browns organization as fans. But I think for me, I think the problem is they haven't found the right coach. They haven't found him yet, and you know, I feel like they've been close sometimes. Like they were real close with when they had Baker and they had Odell. I think it was like Freddie Kitchens. I think Freddie Kitchens was he was a decent coach for them. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like it's too comfortable with losing and being bottom of the barrel.
How do you feel about Deion Sanders going to the Browns?
I like anyone that wants to go out there and actually win football games for the players and just try to survive for themselves. 'Cause I feel like Stefanski just goes out there and try to save face for himself. Not about, not about, about the.
You do be going in there playing it safe the hell. I ain't going hard. He just be doing shit trying to get like his glory and like say I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's definitely a weird energy over there with him, and yeah, bro. They got young pieces. And I'm definitely excited to see when they get the right guy in there what they can do with it because they got some over there. They got some shit over there.
Crazy. Deion over there would be bad.
Bro, him coaching his son again, and him, you know what I'm saying? That'd be a nice little look over there for them. I really do. I really think that'd be exciting to watch. I think we bring a lot of belief into there. A lot of like, just like, hey man, attitude, swagger, all that. Browns need that, bro. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with hopefully a new coach, hopefully a new energy there. Because right now it's dead. You could tell. Myles Garrett, waste of talent over there, unfortunately. So now we're gonna get to the two teams that are pretty much in it to win it. The Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers overall as a team?
I think they're shaky. They're a thin ice kind of team. I think they're another like we said this about them a few weeks ago too. Like they just go out there and play football. Like they don't even like there's no like rhyme to their reason, you know, either they win or they don't. I don't feel like they have like a general direction that they're aiming in. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't feel like, I mean, given they're top of the pack, but there isn't much competition to deal with in the division. Baltimore has been not looking like Baltimore. The Bengals have been dealing with the quarterback situation, and it's the Browns. I mean, of course they're top of the pack, but I think they're just kind of riding that Aaron Rodgers like wave right now, just following his lead. Whatever comes, and whatever doesn't. I don't think they're necessarily a threat to anyone in the AFC. And the way the Ravens looked last week, that could be a close game. I'm not gonna say who's winning that one though.
Yeah, no, definitely. I felt like, you know, start of the year for the Steelers when they got Aaron Rodgers, I was like, okay, that's not bad. Aaron Rodgers, somebody that he at this point in his career, he's not gonna lose your games. He's gonna keep you in most of them, you know. But I think they needed a little more weapons around him to like push him along, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I think that they're close, and they are close because you could tell their record. They're winning games. They've won some pretty good games this year,
and they've been able, you know, and other guys like.
Exactly. I think their defense is elite. You know, they have an elite D line, decent secondary. Secondary actually won them a game this past week. So I definitely think that they're a lot. I do agree with you on this on the take of like they're a dead ice team, like low key. If they have one of those bad streaks, they're done type. But so far they've been consistent, man. They've been a really consistent team this year, you know, on all facets, and I think it's shown. And that's why they're darn near about to win another AFC crown. It goes back to Tomlin, bro. It's as consistent as it gets. Consistent coaches I've ever seen in my life.
I know you hate it. I know you hate the like just dealing like accepting.
You know it, right? I hate that shit. Like, I hate that's just like his calling card. It's like, oh, always make the playoffs, and that's about it. And it's like I love Mike Tomlin because again, like I said, I'm always gonna root for my brothers that are coaching at a high level. I love that, and I want to see more of it, you know. But I'm tired. I don't want that to be his. I want him to win a bowl. I want Mike Tomlin to win a bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's a good enough coach to have done it multiple times. But his teams, to me, have been mid. I'm sorry, they really haven't been that good.
Yeah, they haven't been that.
I mean, outside of that 1 year with AB and with the one they sold, to me, They had a three-headed monster and still couldn't get it done with a good defense. So like, yeah, I just never really been a big fan of this. Like, not been a big fan of Mike Tomlin. Never been a big fan of his tag. So I think they're one of those teams that they're gonna go into the playoffs, and I don't see him doing much after that. I see him losing the first round. They're a wild card when they get in, and that's gonna be about the end of the Pittsburgh Steelers season.
Yeah.
Now, the team that I'm a little disappointed in, and I'm a big fan of, is Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, bro. I really thought they were going to be a lot better this year. If you would have told me they were what's their record?
Place.
7-7. If you told me, no, I'm tripping. I'm sorry. If you were told me they were going to be 7-7, yeah, at the end at this part of the year, I would have actually thought you would like trolling me, to be honest. It kind of goes back to the whole Joey B thing. Lamar has not been available this year, and he's not even practicing full time anymore now. Like
He's still injured, bro.
yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Like not being there all week and then going on Sunday, and that affects you, bro. That affects you. You can't play. You can't tell me not practicing all weekend and playing on Sunday doesn't have some type of effect in your rhythm and your offensive play calling. Like,
So are we going to bail him out right now and not just chalk it up to, hey, if you're hurt, don't play? Because if you're going to play bad, if you're going to be on the field, we're going to expect you to play well. If you're on the field, you're going to play. If you're on the field, you're playing ball, you should be playing the best you can. If that's the best you can do and it's not turning out the wins, and it's because you're hurt, don't play.
yeah, I mean, last week he went 8 for 12, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So I mean, it was a
He
decent
played
game.
Oh,
He went 8 for 12. Solid. He really threw the ball though. You feel me? Like I'm sure they run the ball a lot. Yeah, Keaton Mitchell, Derrick Henry. Yeah, he 11 to 10, 100 yards. Like receiving, it was Zay Flowers, Ali, Hopkins. Hopkins had one target. Mark Andrews had 2. Like they wasn't really throwing the ball for real, bro. Like.
what's up, Brett? Wood stat line.
Yeah, he not healthy. You know what I'm saying? That's what that shows me. And again, like Jack says, to answer your question, like I do agree at some point, yeah, you either got to call it this year and just say that's a chalk it up year and come back next year, or like win some games. You're capable. You're a 2-time MVP. Or 1 time. I'm tripping. Is it 1 or twice? It's once, right?
Nah, he got one because Josh
Got
Allen
one.
got.
Yes, right. My fault. Look, he thought he should have won that one last year. I take that back. The brothers are gonna watch, and I was the one that was on the Josh Allen train. I still think Josh Allen should have won MVP, but I will say that had Lamar would have won it back to back next year, I wouldn't have been mad. It was a toss up for me, and I just chose Josh Allen. I'll throw that out there for off topic. But you're an MVP.
Yeah.
You could have won last year because you were still one of the damn near the best player in the NFL. If not this, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason if you're on the field, y'all should be losing to some of these teams you're losing to. And everybody voted you as the favorite. Everybody damn near voted the Ravens as the Super Bowl favorite from the start of the year. Look at your team. I know you got a bag of chips at receiver. I know that hurts. We've been begging for a receiver for Lamar Jackson for 4 years. Nobody gets that more than me and Jack. We've been saying that for years. Please, can he get a receiver that's not 35?
Don't let you say that. Don't let because Fisher think he got Mike Evans and Amon Ra. Fish gonna think he got weapons.
This man got Zay Flowers, bro. That motherfucker is 5'10". And honestly, that speed everybody's talking about, that shit don't be mean nothing when it comes to them routes, because he can't get open to save his life.
Yeah,
So-
you gotta create separation. That was just my part. Remember I said that the other day about the Golden. Be there, man.
You gotta get that separation. Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? You got Mark Andrews, who's actually had a really good year this year. They re-upped on him because he played so good this year. Like, but again, I don't like teams that their number ones are tight ends.
Yeah,
Unless you're Gronk, unless you're like that anomaly, like you're a D anomaly, like
You need receiver production.
yeah, like you can't. And even when y'all had Gronk, y'all still had Edelman, a dude that was damn near a Pro Bowl level receiver. So like, either way, you got people that can win inside, win at tight end, and win on the outside. They don't have that right now, in my opinion. So you're trying to make Lamar Jackson use his legs, and obviously you can see that's starting not to work out because it's the NFL. You're gonna get hurt, so
Yeah.
they got to figure it out, man. And it's just when that hot seat for John Harbaugh, for me personally, is starting to warm up. I'm gonna be honest. I
Definitely
never
did.
thought I'd say that, but you've had too many opportunities to get you another Super Bowl, and I ain't seen it yet. So
Definitely just clicked on. So
yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's on now. It just started this year. You go out and get Derrick Henry, which you didn't need. Like the rich get richer, and you can't. You give me a 7-7 season with that. That ain't. We not invested in that. Y'all are too good to be 7-7. So something not working out. I know Lamar. You lost Lamar this year. So again, like Jack said, we turned it on, but we still believe in you because you lost your quarterback. But next year, I
please, wide receiver, begging.
please, please.
For the love
Yeah.
of
When
God.
we was talking about a homie that went through that was on the Raiders. What's his name?
The Kobe Meyer.
Why didn't they? Why every other good receiver that get traded go somewhere else other than Baltimore? Do y'all not need y'all know y'all need another or a number one, a true number one?
Devontae Adams. Y'all only got DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, move right behind.
The crazy part is Devontae Adams had the Ravens on his list.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to go play a Lamar. Baltimore don't want to don't want to break no bread.
Diggs just casually leaves the Bills and you don't go and grab him till your immediate op. That's your op. Go and get him. What are we doing?
Like Lamar's just gonna keep throwing the number 2s and 3s and wondering why it's not working out.
I love Zay Flowers. I rock with Rashad Bateman. Great player, but they're not number ones. They're not one.
I promise you, they're like if they got a number 1 and Bateman and Zay started getting number 2 and number 3 corners guarding them, you would see them go crazy. I promise you would.
Look, they would
Promise
cook.
you would.
They dog. They are dogs.
Like
They
like you said, DK. How do you not go and get DK? Like I don't get it at all. But again, we ain't. Who are we? We ain't. All we do is talk about the games. We ain't nobody that makes decisions. But I can tell you right now, if I'm them, my number one thing in the draft this year is a receiver for Lamar Jackson. He needs somebody that can win one-on-ones consistently and make big plays in the passing game. So he can take the pressure off his legs, take the pressure off of Derrick Henry, and take the pressure off of those receivers, those 2s and 3s that he got as the 1 and 2s. But yeah, man, hey, that's the show, man. And I appreciate y'all sticking with us, man. If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe to us, bro. We appreciate the love. We would love to see y'all comment and conversate with us, give us some idea what to talk about. If you don't agree with it, man, tell us. We want to hear all that. We love to talk about it, man. And I appreciate y'all. Love. And we can get up out of here, man.
Peace.
I appreciate y'all. Peace.